Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Nat. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today we're checking out the newest releases from Singe Beauty. We have the Huldra Palette, and the newest items to the brand are half lashes. As usual, I purchased everything from ifeelbeautiful.ca, but let's start off with the half lashes. I opted for the collection box, but each of these styles are available for individual purchase. The Singe Beauty half lash collection features the Stealth Wealth, Office Siren, and Whimsy Goth half lashes in a 3-pack. These lightweight 3D foam mink half lashes have a comfortable band. They're 100% handcrafted, vegan, and cruelty-free. Glue is not included. Stealth Wealth, they're the pair at the top. They're natural volume with a lightly flared shape. Office Siren in the middle. Dramatic volume with crisscross fibers and flared shape. Whimsy Goth down at the bottom. Wispy length with clustered fibers on a clear band. Care instructions: after use, gently remove any glue and store in the tray to keep their shape. These lashes are reusable up to 15 times. I am so excited to try these out. Now on to the palette. The Huldra Palette is inspired by the seductive supernatural forest creature in Scandinavian folklore known as Huldra or Skugsra. I think that's how you say it. The Huldra is often described as a stunningly beautiful woman from the front, but her back is a rotten tree trunk or hollowed out with a hidden tail. The Huldra is a forest spirit or hidden folk. She guards nature but lures men lingering in the forest away, seducing and charming them to lead them astray, sometimes protecting them but often causing them to go mad or perish. This palette features an all-new 20-shade layout with mesmerizing neutrals, earthy tones, sparkling shadows, and blendable mattes to bring together a cohesive look for the Huldra. This is also talc-free, and actually what I heard from one of Angie's videos is that everything that was released this year is also talc-free. So the Succulent Dew and the restock of the Paisley Hoot, I believe, is also talc-free. Let's check out this cover art. How cool, right? Okay, so the other interesting thing about this palette is that it opens this way, like a book. Because in the past, all of her palettes opened this way. I wonder if she made it look like a book because she's an avid reader. But this is what the palette looks like. I heard her describe it as a palette for both color lovers and neutral lovers. So for neutral lovers, it's like a neutral palette with a pop of color. And then for color lovers, it's a colorful palette with some neutrals. All right, let's get into some swatches. First up, we have Entrance. Oh, I love Singe Beauty formula. Changeling. So buttery. Soul Snatcher. A nice transition shade. Tail. Secret. Bad Luck. Huldra. This one is a multi-chrome. Rotten. Also so pigmented. Seducing. Beguile. Temptress. Oh, this one was so smooth. This one has a bit of a shift to it. Can you guys see? Shapeshifter. Guardian. Now we're getting into some of the greens. Forest Spirit. Temptation. I apologize if you can hear the weed whacker or leaf blower that's happening. Someone's doing yard work. Charcoal Kiln. Wish, Warden, that's such an interesting mucky brown, Root, and lastly we have Tree Trunk. Here are the shades of the Huldra palette. I don't know if you guys can see this one, but this one is a shimmer. Let's do different lighting. Maybe you guys can see that shade better. My goal for today is to do 3 looks so that we can pair one half lash with each look. For look number 1, I think I want to start off with the shade Bad Luck and an EO8 from Singe Beauty. Let's just stick this in the brow bone area. And then soften out the edge as best we can. And now let's take Forest Spirit. I have it on a BK Beauty 205, and let's just push in some pigment in the outer corner. I haven't fully decided on the shape or the exact colors we're going to use on this first look, because I'm basing this all around the Huldra shade. I know I want to use that shade, but I haven't quite fully thought out the matte base that we're going to put it on. I figured we just put some color on the eyes and see where it takes us. Let's blend it up into the crease. Because what it is that I couldn't decide if I wanted to put this shade in this spot or if I wanted to try a lighter, brighter green in this area. But let's play. Let's experiment and see where this look takes us. Okay, so now I have Bad Luck on a flat shader brush. And since this is going in this area, I thought, let's see if we can wrap it around and put it in the empty space. Let's see if that works. Taking the BK Beauty 205 with no added product so we can kind of blend these two together. I know it looks weird right now. Let's see if we can trust the process. Okay, now let's take Secret on a Refer 21. We're going to put this in the inner third, inner corner. I thought this shade was going to be a bit lighter or brighter. Yeah, this is getting pretty abstract, hey? Alright, let's deepen up the outer corners with Charcoal Kiln and the same BK Beauty 205. And let's stick that in the outer corner. Gently blending it through. Because again, I just want this to accent or deepen up the outer corner. But I don't necessarily want it to take over. All right, let's add the shimmer and see what kind of adjustments we need to make. Let's start off with Huldra. Can you guys see the flip to it? Super cool, right? Okay, let's stick this just off center. Okay, maybe the center. Oh my goodness, look at that. How cool. So now that we've put the shimmer on top, the plan that I kind of had with the abstract shimmers that I put on underneath, they a little bit make sense, right? Because I wanted to showcase this multi-chrome and all the ways that it changes with different shades underneath. I hope it translates. Now for the inner third, I'm considering Wish or Changeling. This one is Changeling. I feel like it's a bit dark, maybe for the inner corner, but I feel like it'll pick up off that peach in the flip. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try Changeling on the inner third. Oh, I think that worked. What do you guys think? Switching to a silicone brush because my nails are too long. Okay, I think I made the right choice. Going back in with a bit more of Huldra, just to marry the two shimmers together. And now I have a bit more of Bad Luck on an EO8, just to add this shade back to the look. I'm using a clean E13 from ColourPop to soften out the edge. Going back in with Charcoal Kiln on a BK Beauty 205 to re-intensify the outer corner and blend in where the shimmer starts. Let's pull it through, give myself a faux crease, a touch of Secret on a Refer 21. Bad Luck again on an EO8 from Singe Beauty, and I'm just going to pat in some at the outside edge of this look just to make it a little bit more cohesive. Give it a little bit of a blend. Okay, so today I feel like doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to move on to look number 2, so when it's time to finish up each eye look with the lower lash line, I can do them together. So for look number 2, I want to start off with the shade Shapeshifter and an EO4 from Singe Beauty. And I'm just going to start closest to my lash line, and I'm just going to push in the pigment, kind of like really pack it in there. Because I feel like doing maybe more of a smoky eye kind of situation. So I'm switching between pushing motions to get the pigment in there and then gentle blend. But with my eye shape, because I have a tiny fold just above the lash line, sometimes that little fold pocket eats mattes. Like, it eats the pigment away. So that's why I'm really trying to pack it in there. Soften out the edge a bit. Now let's try Rotten on a BK Beauty 203. And let's just use this as the next shade as we smoke it out. Oh, I have exciting news. I just booked us our summer trip and we're going to New York. My husband and I haven't been in New York since 2008, and we're super excited to take our kids. It'll be their first experience. It all started because my daughter's birthday is coming up. It's at the end of June, and when I was doing my mom's hair, she was asking Dallin what she wanted for her birthday, and one thing led to another, and she told us that her favorite musical is playing in New York at the moment. It's Heathers, so we're taking her to go see Heathers. We'll be there for, I think, 9-10 days. Alright, and now I'm taking a cleaned off EO8 from Singe Beauty to really soften out this edge, really diffuse it. Back again with the EO4 and Shapeshifter shade. Now for shimmer, I was deciding between Beguile and Temptress, and I think I want to go with Beguile. And I actually haven't even thought about placement, so let's just start in the middle. And oh, that's actually quite pretty. Okay. Like an unintentional kind of halo-eye situation going on. I'm actually really happy that I went with this shimmer. And I'm kind of just like patting it all over the place. I don't really necessarily want like a solid shimmer look. I just want it to... Actually, I don't even know what I want. I know what I wanted. I wanted to be able to play with some color, play with some mattes, play with some shimmer, not really have a plan, and see what we come up with. Switching to my silicone brush. Because sometimes when I feel like my creativity isn't so flowing, I need to give myself a little bit more freedom with things. Freedom to play, freedom to create, instead of following like a plan or rules or something like that. Alright, back with Shapeshifter on an EO4. Just to blend in where the shimmer starts. And I'm actually just gonna pull it over that way a little bit more. And then switch to an EO8 to soften out the edge. And now to balance it out, I'm gonna pull it up on this side just a bit. And blend it out. I'm not sure if this is going to be a mistake or not, but I'm curious to see if root can be used just in the inner corner to deepen it up a touch. Kind of, right? And on the outer corner, just a touch. But we don't want this brown to take over, so let's wiggle it a little bit to diffuse it. Because yeah, again, I just want some deep points of focus. EO8 again to soften out the edge. Alright, the rest of the face is mostly done, with the exception of my forehead because it's a hat day again, but now we can finish up these eye looks. Going back to look number 1, let's start off with the shade Charcoal Kiln and an E11 from Singe Beauty. Starting at the outer corner, let's just push in some pigment. Gently pull it across. I have to be gentle with my eyes still. I'm struggling with them. I'm just grateful that they're cooperating today, because yesterday, dang, it was rough. They were itchy, watery, then they turned crusty. I know, kind of gross, right? And because I want to do a third look still, I have to be really gentle with my eyes. Secret on a Refer 21, just for the inner third of the lower lash line. Now let's take a little bit of Bad Luck on an E08 from Singe Beauty, and we're just going to add that to the bottom edge of the charcoal kiln shade, the bottom edge of the lower lash line. Back to the E13 from ColourPop, the clean one, the one that has no pigment on it, so we can further soften out this edge. Now to finish up look number 2, let's go back in with Shapeshifter and an E04 from Singe Beauty. Starting at the outer corner, let's push in some pigment, kind of wiggle it in, gently pull it across. And now I have Root on an E07. And we're just going to keep this shade at the inner and outer corners, closest to the lash line. And now we're taking the E08 to soften out the edge. Like that. Alright, finishing touches are done, and here are the final looks for look number 1 and 2. I'll come in close. Different lighting. Okay, so let's talk about look number 1 first. I finished it up with Stealth Wealth and eyeliner, and on my cheeks are a combination of Persistent Persimmon and Riveting Rhubarb, these 2 shades. Now for look number 2, I left no wing, just for something a little bit different and to showcase this whimsy goth lash. And on my cheeks, I'm wearing Fearless Fig, and lips are a combo of Woody Walnut and the Butter Croissant shade of the Edam lip gloss, which is basically just clear with a tiny bit of sparkle. So let's talk about the lashes first. They were so easy to put on, very comfortable, and I just love them. Like, they're so different from each other. They give different looks. I'm so happy I actually picked up 2 packs of them because I love them. I think they're my new favorite lashes. Before we move on to look number 3, I just want to say, which I'll probably say again at the end of this video, but I absolutely love working with Singe Beauty. I feel like everything is super easy to work with. Everything is so flattering. I'm very, very happy. Alright, I'll be back with look number 3. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been so sad to wash off my face. I seriously loved looks 1 and look 2 so much that I gotta promise myself to recreate each look with matching eyes. Alright, let's move on to look number 3. Let's start off with the shade Soul Snatcher and a BK Beauty 206. Starting off in the brow bone area. Let's lay this down as our transition shade. Oh no, my eyes might be tearing. Next, let's go in with Warden and a Shoto 00. Starting at the outer corner, let's push in some pigment. I find this shade so interesting. It's like a mucky brown with a hint of green in it. Let's blend it up into the crease area. How pretty. Okay, let's not be thrown off by my leaky eye. We'll try and finesse it and fix it at the end. Pull it across and across the lash line. But look at how easily these shades blend. Alright, now let's deepen things up with Root and an EO5 from Singe Beauty. Starting at the outer corner, let's just push in some pigment. Gently blend it up into the crease area. Pull it across the lash line. Now let's take Entrance, just on a flat shader. Let's pop it under the brow as a highlight. And stick it in the inner third. Blending it inward a bit in the empty space. Another look that I would wear as an all matte look, but let's add some shimmer. I want to start off with Tree Trunk and just using my finger, let's pop it in just off center. I think this is her first darker shimmer. Oh, it's pretty. Can you guys see? I personally love a dark shimmer. Ooh. So I'm so happy that she made one because I love her formula. I'm being careful because I don't want to take it up too high. I want to leave some of this Entrance shade to peek through. That's so pretty. Now for inner third, let's try Wish. This one has a little bit of a green flip to it. Okay. Oh, I should have started with a silicone brush because of my nails. Ooh. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Okay, back with my silicone brush because I just want to add a touch and I don't want this Wish shade to take over. So for more precision, we're using this silicone brush. I say I don't want it to take over and I keep adding more. But this shade is pretty sheer, like it's more like a topper. Ooh, I'm into this. Back to the EO5 with a bit more of the Root shade so we can re-intensify the outer corner. I so badly wish my eyes weren't tearing right now because I'm super into this look. Alright, now let's try to finish up this eye look. I say try because my eyes are not cooperating. But we'll try our best. Let's go back in with Warden and a ColourPop E25. Let's wiggle in some pigment in the outer corner as best we can. I'll probably have to keep retouching this as we finish up this video, but we do what we can. Let's pull across the lash line. Entrance on a flat shader, just for the inner third of the lower lash line. Root on an EO7. We're just going to keep it tight to the lash line. And now a tiny bit of Soul Snatcher on a BK Beauty 206 to soften out the edge. Here it is. This is the final look for look number 3. I'll come in close. different lighting. Okay, so finishing touches to this look include office siren lashes. They're so pretty. On my cheeks is classic cloudberry. And for lips, we have Optimistic Oat and the croissant butter croissant shade of the Edam lip gloss. I love all three looks that we created today. This one is a little bit more neutral, but still impactful, right? This palette is outstanding, and I'm not surprised because like I've said before, Singe Beauty is one of my top favorite indie brands. Her formula is incredible. Pigmented, super easy to work with, buttery, soft, all the keywords. I truly feel like anyone who's looking to get into indie palettes, Singe Beauty's formula is where you should start. I love the color story of this palette. I feel like you could get a variety of looks out of this palette. I can't wait to try out some more. These lashes are incredible. I love all three of them. I love how different they are. I love how easy they are to put on, and they're super comfortable. They're really full and flattering. Of the three, I don't think I have a favorite. I feel like each one serves a purpose for whatever look you're trying to go for. I actually really enjoy that there's three completely different styles. As usual, let me know if you guys have a favorite look. I don't think I have a favorite. I've said this a bunch of times already in this video, but I love all three looks. Super happy with the palette. Love, love, love Singe Beauty. And I'm blown away by the lashes. And now we've reached the end of this video. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me, to check out the latest items that Singe Beauty has to offer. Just one more thing. I don't think there is a single Singe Beauty product that I've been unhappy with. I am so impressed by Angie. I also love her videos. Anyway, what was I saying? I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I'll see you guys next time.
Oh, ha, ha.